before I kickstart the session, I just wanted to introduce myself, guys. My name is RM. I have more than 14 years of industry experience. I head one of the analytics division at one of the prime company. I'm very passionate towards teaching people in the field of analytics, and I have already trained one batch, and this is the second batch which we are going to train on this particular course. Any questions you have at any point of time during the course? So, guys, today all of you have joined to understand what is business analytics with data science, how it will be beneficial for your career, and why this will add extra launching pad to your career. So, all these questions will be answered in next 45 minutes of our session. So let's get started. So first and the foremost, you guys would be interested to know what is analytics, because the analytics world has been extremely crazy right now in the market, that everybody is talking about, hey, I got a job. There is a lot of news in the market talking about there will be this industry will be $20 billion company. There are a lot of demand in the market for the course of business analytics, and you have seen why that is. The reason being, every big institutes, whether you talk about IIMs, whether you talk about any management institutes apart from normal MBAs from finance, marketing, operations, HR, they have started giving the postgraduate degree or master's degree in the field of analytics. There are a lot of engineering institutes, they have started giving this as a bachelor's degree in the field of analytics under the name of artificial intelligence and machine learning. So if that is so cool word, highly used word, why and what is analytics? So let's get understanding towards that. So analytics, guys, it's a combination of 5 key components. First and the foremost is data. So what is data? In the current field, whatever we do, we start to collect the information. Let's suppose you received an SMS, that is also somebody sending you the data information. Once you receive the SMS, you click on that data. So you are giving that information back. Have you opened the SMS or not? What are the bit.ly link it has sent to you? You click on that and you navigate to another page. So this all sort of information is sent. And the far most important, how did the people over there they got to know that this mobile number belongs to you? So somewhere they have collected this information from various sources. So data is as simple as that, collection of various information that is very, very valuable, and that gives you valuable insights out of that. In the current world, guys, data is considered as new oil. The reason being, with data you can do lot of customization, lot of hyper personalization to the customer, and drive your top line and the bottom line of the business. When I say top line basically means sales, and when I say bottom line is basically means margin. Okay. So now if you started collecting the data from various sources, I think most of you guys are using WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp, have you seen WhatsApp has grown tremendously, and it's one of the best way to collect the data. Now you might be saying that how? First and the foremost, when the WhatsApp is formed, you basically gave your name, you gave your mobile number, and you have given the authentication to the WhatsApp that they can share this information with anybody in the market, correct? Now how this technology being leveraged? Now if you go to the companies, they are utilizing WhatsApp as a marketing channel. So most of these companies are targeting you either through SMS, either through WhatsApp. Now imagine WhatsApp, because WhatsApp gives you 3 layers of identification. First, it sends the information and it delivers as and when you switch on your data pack. So information always lies there and it delivers whenever you switch on. So I get the delivery information, whether the customer has delivered the SMS or not, delivered the message or not. Second, when you read, it becomes blue tick. So this gives the acknowledgement that the customer has read the information. When you click on the message, it diverts you or navigate you to the different websites or ask to fill some other information. So that gives you have shown the intention, you like the content, and that's why you clicked on it. And then you will be transferred to another website where you do the purchasing part. So all these 3 informations combined together is become form of technology. And technology basically helps you and make sure that you reach out to people, you have the right set of systems to work upon, and you have right sort of data for storing the valuable information that you're going out to collect. So here, a lot of people will be with the background of computer science, will be the background of IT, information technology, somebody from the field of electronics and telecom. So these guys, they will definitely understand the world of technology. Now, one of the prime thing coming up in the market is cloud. Have you guys heard about cloud computing? So cloud, guys, is the best innovation happen in the field of information technology. Now we see laptop. Most of you are logging through laptop and most of you logging through mobile phone. It's nothing but a device which has RAM, which has operating system, and which has your internet connectivity. So you can log in. Now imagine rather than carrying this laptop or mobile 24 by 7 with me and installing the packages, over the period of time you would see your laptop is becoming slow, your mobile is becoming slow, it does not have the processing power of RAM. So what do? You upgrade the RAM or you change your mobile phone, correct? So whatever the pictures or photos you have taken, you basically keep those on the cloud to save that information. So imagine rather than shifting and changing your devices again and again, if I give you the flexibility to upgrade on the fly without losing that information, is all about cloud. So connecting a laptop from sitting at any place in the world, executing your codes, driving the messages is all about cloud. And that is the latest information technology that is available at your fingertips. I see a lot of chats. What are the questions, guys? Okay, fair enough. Any questions so far, guys, on the data information technology? Now, once you have the data and you have the right sort of technology to work upon, the most important aspect as an analyst you need is the statistical understanding. Now, what is statistical understanding? So we do a lot of understanding of data trends. We try to identify what is the distribution of data. We try to identify what is a mean, mode, median, to understand whether the collected data is a garbage or whether the collected data is really important for me for the further analysis. And if it's not important, can I drop this and pick up some other information so that I can give very valuable insights to the business? And fourth, and the most important part, there are a lot of companies out there, they do a lot of survey analytics. So any idea, guys, why people do survey analytics or conduct a lot of surveys? So guys, first and the foremost, if your data is collected from IoT, now you guys are seeing IoT is Internet of Things. Whether you would see on a fingertip, you turn on the app, you switch on your light, bulb, any camera sitting at one place, that is IoT for you. Now there are a lot of things where you need the very valuable information at the source where your technology doesn't go. So you send out people on the field to collect valuable information from that, which is called service. You send out the questionnaires like that: if I launch this product, will you buy? So collecting a quantitative information and the qualitative information from the customers about which you don't have any information with, and doing your statistical analysis on top of that is nothing but called quantitative methods. And the last but not least, which is the emerging field, if you have data, you have right technology, you know statistics, and you have right sort of information with you collected from the survey, you need an understanding of machine learning, which is nothing but in today's world called artificial intelligence, which is nothing but understanding of various machine learning models that gives you the behavior, that gives you the experience of data, that gives you all the analysis on your fingertips. So if I combine all these five, and if you have awareness, these five things combined together is become the core five pillars of field of analytics. Let me go to the next. Fairly fine. Now we spoke about analytics. Now most of you here to understand what is business analytics. Now how analytics is different than the business analytics. So analytics is a bigger umbrella, and the business analytics analyst is basically a guy who understands these five things and gives the business the right and appropriate insights, and what are the traits it should have in order to deliver those insights, correct? So first and the foremost thing for you is understanding the business performance. Okay, now what does that mean? So people with the business analytics, they should know what are the various KPIs. KPI stands for key performance indicator of the business. One of the prime KPI is sales, another prime KPI is margin. So you know customers, the number of customers coming to your store, average footfall, what is the average transaction value they shop, how much product they buy together, how many times do they come, if the customer comes, what is the gap between the two transactions. So all these things, when somebody asks, that is nothing but your business performance understanding. So understanding what the business need, why it is needed, and how I can leverage the given data and statistical methods to give that information in the live environment is the prime aspect for the business analyst. The second one is this data driven decision making. Previously, when data analytics field was not there, people used to make the judgment or the strategies completely based on the intuitions or the gut feeling. Correct? Now that era has changed. All the companies are having their own analytics division within that, or they are going outside and talking to third party vendors such as New Sigma, Affine, Fractal. A lot of there are companies who are helping them to come up with the pure play analytics. And the reason is they want to go away from intuition or the guess making decision to data driven decision making. And the last but not least, as a business analyst, the business wants the inputs towards strategies. Where shall I open my stores? What is the profit am I making? What should I sell today and tomorrow in order to make more money out of that? What are the number of people I want on the floor? What is the whom shall I hire? Who is going to iterate today? All this set of problems that has been attributed is through developing the right business strategies. And in order to do the right business strategies, you need only five things: the data analytics skill sets, the business intelligence skill sets, the data science skill sets, and the computer programming. So at KSR, we will be covering all these four aspects for you to become the proficient in the industry who has better data understanding, who can make better business understanding, and who can be contributing towards business strategies with the pillar of analytics skill sets, business intelligence skill sets. We will teach you data science. And the last but not least, the course is designed in such a way that the people, those who don't understand the programming, where we cover various languages for you, and that will be covered in my subsequent slides. So, if you know this is business analytics, so what kind of a job or what kind of a work do these people do on day-to-day basis? Correct? So let's try to understand that. So if business analytics is there, what are the type of business analytics role exist? What kind of a product are there? Correct. So first and the foremost is descriptive analytics, guys. Descriptive means describing the information, and describing information can be based on past, can be based on the present information, and depicting that in a form of visualization, which basically answers two important things for the business: what has happened in the business and where this has happened in the business. So these two key elements give the business what is happening right now. Am I in the right track or not? If I have not done well, what should I do? And this sort of information is called descriptive analytics. Diagnostic analytics is basically one step ahead. You give the information about why this has happened. So you answer the problem. If some store sales is going down, you try to identify what is the driver or what is the KPI or why the sales in particular store has gone down. You try to identify that and give the root cause behind why something has happened, and you give the strategies to the business to overcome those, which is called diagnostic analytics. Third is predictive analytics, where all the machine learning jazz comes into picture, where you will predict the future, what is going to happen. If you show certain trends in the people, you try to predict who is going to shop, who is going to attract. Let's look at one use case. Uh, a classical use case for industry right now, those who are working in somewhere industry, all the companies are facing the issue of attrition rate. Attrition is nothing but people leaving the company and they are joining some other companies. This is a very, very mammoth problem all HR analytics people are trying to solve currently. Correct. Now, what are the attributes of a person that I can identify and I can showcase those and give the significance that this guy is about to attract? So one of the important trait for the people is basically disengagement. So there's a lot of quality issues. People are not able to fulfill their work. There's a lot of delay. They are not happy with the kind of increment happens. And the first and the foremost important thing is the number of printouts they start taking from the printer. So people who wants to go outside, they will print their resumes, they'll print their salary slips, they'll print their projects. So these are the traits that identify and help the company to predict who are the people are going to attract. Correct? And the last but not least, which is very, very important, is the prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics is nothing but prescribing. If you go to doctor, what doctor does, it basically asks you what are the symptoms. It basically asks you why, how long this has been happening, and it tries to make sure that what are the symptoms you just spoke about. It gives him the right decision making thing. So prescriptive analytics is that you give all the information, you give your constraints, and this linear programming, integer programming, goal programming helps you to identify how to act upon it. Correct? So giving the right strategy. If I want to know where I need to open my stores in a city, I use prescriptive analytics to identify that. Now, if these are the top four pillars and top four business analytics roles in the market, so what are the companies are hiring for, and where do they work the most? So, guys, if you look at, I have shown the percentages. So, today, if you are hired by a company, 60% of the people will be playing the role of descriptive analytics, where we'll be doing a lot of dashboarding and giving the insights to the business on what has happened and where this has happened. So for these three things, you require key aspects such as either knowledge of ClickView, either knowledge of Power BI, or either knowledge of Tableau as a skill sets. So at in this course, we are going to cover Excel as well, and we are going to cover your Tableau as a skill set. So 60% of the job roles are safe and secure. Under diagnostic analytics, this is basically why this has happened. We will train you people. 25% of the people in the industry who are working on this is diagnostic analytics. So using the data, what to do, what are the slice and dice you have to do to tell why this has happened. And today we are going to solve a specific diagnostic analytics case in our session in upcoming slides. Predictive analytics, where you predict the forecast, where you do a lot of forecasting. You learn linear regression model. You have logistic regression model. You learn neural networks. You give and identify why somebody, what is the traits that has shown towards this. So classifying somebody as true value versus false value, everything will be done in the predictive analytics. And currently in the industry, only 10% of the people are working towards machine learning and data science or the jazz. And last but not least is a prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics is only 5% of the workload in the industry. And the reason being, a lot of people are not aware of what are the technologies, what are the techniques that are basically requires to give somebody a prescription about. And there is a lot of fault at place because there are a lot of less machines that exist to do a lot of data processing. And thanks to the cloud, ever since the cloud has come into picture, the prescriptive analytics, now we'll see a humongous growth towards predictive and the prescriptive analytics. Now, once we know these are the various business problem statements that are basically solved, then the prime and the most important question you might have to ask, why there is a need of business analyst in the market. Correct? So first and the foremost, every business wants to improve its profitability. So what is a profitability? Sales minus cost is basically what? Your margins. So margin is nothing but your profit, and more the profit you make, more you grow in the company. Correct? If you make high sales but your cost is very high, your margins are low, so the investment, the money what you get extra, you cannot reinvest that. So every company wants to improve its bottom line, and that's why they need the business analyst to tell them where we are, what are we doing, are we going to achieve our profitability targets or not. Second, they want to reduce the cost. As I told you, sales is nothing, margin is nothing but sales minus cost. In order to increase the profit, if I'm not able to increase my sales in that proportion, but can I reduce my cost easily, that will basically give me more number of margin. Let's look at this as an example. Okay, I quickly open my Excel and tell you why this is very, very important. Okay, so guys, as I told you, sales, this is my cost and this is my margin. So what did we talk about? Formula is, our formula is basically margin is nothing but sales minus cost. Absolutely correct. So if this is my formula, and let's suppose I make 100 rupee as a sales, my cost of operation is 80 rupees. So what is my margin, guys? It's 20. Now if I tell you, can you make this 20 to 25? Correct. And the cost is directly proportional to your sales. So what will happen? So you will tell me, sir, either I will increase the sales by 25%, 1.25, correct? So if you do that 1.25, do you think your cost will also increase in that proportion? So what will happen your margin? Correct? So do you think every time it's possible to increase your uh, margin by 25%? Is it possible, guys, to increase your sales by 25%? Correct? If it's not possible, as most of you have told, even if I don't increase my sales, I make my sales constant, and if I reduce my cost by 5%, don't you think my margin will be 25%? So I'm making my sales constant because I have reached the threshold. But if I optimize my cost, I hit my margin targets, and which is the most important aspect for the business. Or you would say, I can make this 103 and I can make this 78. That is also fine. Correct? You can increase your sales by 3% and you can reduce your cost by close to 2 by 80, which is around 5%, if I'm not wrong. 2 by 80 is basically 1 by 40, so around 2.5%, around 3%, you're reducing your cost. So 3% increase in sales, 3% decrease in cost, that gives you 25% increase in your margin. Correct? So this is how analyst basically works and tells the business it's not always that increasing sales is important. Somewhere we have to help the business to optimize both the things together and achieve our targets. If margins and the overall cost is optimized, what business analysts help further? It assists their customers to understand better. Why it is important, guys? Understanding of customers. Let's look at, there is a product, there is a product B, there's a product C, there's a product D, and there's a product E. I would say items quantity I have and quantity sold and customer bought. How many customers actually bought that quantity? So I have inventory of 10,000. Assume I have inventory of all the five products is 10,000, and I have sold these products around 8,000. I have sold this product around 7,500. I have sold close to 4,000. This I have sold only 1,000, and this I have sold close to 9,000. Correct? So what basically this information gives, information to the business, and assume everybody bought only one quantity. So the customer bought 8,000, 7,500, and so on and so forth. Correct? So if I ask you to order another 10,000 quantities, will you order in a column product D again 10,000 quantities? I won't even order C product. So I will tell business to order A, B, and E product again of 10,000 quantities, because these products are heavily bought by my customers. So giving this view, giving this understanding to the parent company or to the business in order to take the right decisions, by telling them these are your customers, what do they buy, what do they shop, and giving this information will result into saving the inventory cost. Let's look at, if that is the case, uh, can this information will be lucrative? If I present this information, a lot of people, they might not understand how to read this information. Correct? So if I plot a graph, if I simply plot a graph and showcase that information as a part of graph, this is called your visualization. Correct? And what does this say? If I say these are my products and this is the quantity sold, correct? This is my quantity sold. Okay. Uh, Okay, now these are the product quantity sold, and if I simply go and change the series in order to give all of us the view of what is happening in the business, correct? So this basically clearly suggests, I'll just change, this has taken the product. Okay, so this clearly shows my C type of product and D type of product are not doing that great. So this is called visualization. So somebody, they might not be good at looking at the tables. If there are n number of tables available for you, which has millions of product, are you going to give business the tables, or will you give the beautiful representations to them? So our human brain is basically right processed, where we don't understand the tables that fast, but if somebody shows the visualization, somebody explains things, then we get things registered in our head. And that is the beauty of data visualization. As a business analyst, is very utmost what to present, how to present. Even if I present this information, this is not that great. So if you ask me as a better analyst, I will say the sales rate as a information. So that basically suggests this divided by this. So what is my sales rate in this product? And adding this as a graph line will give you that extra view uh, to be added, correct? I will cover that part. So if I just show you the product A and the product E and present this information in the form of chart, you will get to know where the sales are happening very bad, correct? So selecting
Yes.
the right and appropriate data, selecting the right and appropriate way to visualize things is utmost important, and these are the things we are going to cover and make you the best in the industry analyst. uh, Last but not least, react to the changing trends in near real time. So it might happen, some of the products what we just spoke about, it started picking the demand. So this is the information right now we looked at for the product sales information. I'll just put a month, and this might be information for September month. Okay. Now, if I started seeing that the in the October month the things got reversed. Okay. Now in the October month, if things got reversed, and we could see uh, the sales, this was only 4,000 for product B, and then I could see the sales is 7,000, and I could see the sales for sales has picked up 6,000, and D has started selling 9,000. So the customer preference, it might be that the winter season has started. The product D is basically my jerkins or my winter windshields, and in the month of September, when there was not that cold, it did not make the appropriate sales. But when the October started, post Diwali, you will always see there's a lot of winter heat. So people basically take out their sweaters and all, correct? So this is a seasonal product. So this seasonal product should be stocked appropriately, or at any given point of time, when something is going to happen, I need to create that plan. So reacting to the changing trends in near real time is utmost important, and that's why having the view of all the data things is utmost important. And last but not least, measuring the business performance and drive the growth. So very business focused, business KPI focused, and driving what is utmost required for the business is need of the hour, and that is what the consideration we need as a business analyst. If these are the things, let's try to see what is a working process business analyst has to follow when he goes and hit the job. First, understanding the business needs and requirement, what business wants. You need to collect the right and appropriate data to understand whether this data is good requirement for your problem you're going to solve. You should know your data treatment and analyze the data. So at KSR, we will tell you what are the right data requirement for a business problem. We'll tell you how to treat the data and analyze the data so that you can have the right and appropriate information for you to identify the best solution. So you can recommend that best solution, you can implement that best solution based on the analyzed data. You can take a decision and the strategize, will imbibe the thought process, will solve the multiple use cases, at each and every module, that makes you one of the better analysts, and that helps you to take right and appropriate decision and strategize. And the last but not least, how to automate the solution. Because if analyst, your aim is not only to collect the data, do the data treatment, find the analyze, and give the strategy. If the solution is recurring and occurring again, you should have the skill sets of automation. So we will teach you what are the automation things, how you will automate your codes, how will you automatize things at KSR. Correct? So these are the 6 important pillars to become the best in the industry, a business analyst. Now, with these traits, whether you have or not, we will test this with a simple use case. If I give you this data, guys, what are the insights you will give me? I hope my screen is visible and you can see the data, right? I will explain this. This is my year of the sales. This is my revenue for the business. This is the footfall. Footfall is basically number of customers coming and shopping at my store. Customer shopped is basically out of 2000, how many customers are basically bought the items. ATV, average transaction value. That means on an average, how much worth of item they were buying from me. Number of visits by the customer, on an average, all the customers visited only once, but they bought 2 quantities in every visit. If this data is given to you, what is the insight you guys will give? Can anybody want to answer that? I'll say, this is my year data. This is my revenue of the business. This is the footfall. That means number of people are coming to your stores on each year. Customers shop, number of people from this footfall have shopped from your store. ATV means average transaction value, how much worth of how much money they spend when they come to your store, how many times do they come to your store, and what is the quantity they shop whenever they come to your store. So that means 1,000 customers have came, 1,000 into 100 will give you 1 lakh rupee revenue. Correct? So if that is the case, and every 1,000 customers are basically coming and buying 2 quantities in each transaction, so number of quantities sold is basically 2,000 here. So what is the insights, hidden insights will you give to the business? Okay, let me give it a shot. 99% of the people in the industry will give these as the insights. YOY sales are increasing, year over year my sales are increasing, which is pretty evident. YOY footfall has increased. So your footfall, number of customers visiting your store has increasing. Loyal customers count is decreasing. The number of people those who are shopping is decreasing. The average transaction value per customer is increasing, and they are buying more quantities. These are 99% of the people in the industry will give these insights. For me, this is not insights. This is called data reading. Now, what is insights? Let's look at this. So we don't want to read what is given. We always have to tell the business what is hidden. If this is a given data, at KSR, we will teach you how to use various business metrics to come out with the right and appropriate data for your data insights. So the column data insights for, I have added 2 fields. If I divide ATV by quantity, that gives me the selling price of the item. So on an average, what is the selling price of my product? So what does this show? This shows my selling price per year has been increasing. And what has happened? My conversion rate is basically decreasing year over year. What is conversion rate? Footfall, customer shopped divided by footfall will basically give you the conversion rate. Correct? So 1,000 divided by 2,000 is 50%. 900 divided by 250 will give you 36%. That means the number of people coming to my stores, they are not conversion, and the conversion rate is a bigger issue for the business rather than revenue increase and the ATV increase. If conversion rate is an issue for you as an analyst, what is the insight you will give? Loyal customer count is decreasing, which is customer count, is because first you are increasing your selling price. That is the insight. So can selling price be reduced? That is the insight. Second, if selling price is not an issue, Is there a stock out in the store? That means the number of quantity people always want to have in a store that might not be there. So that means you need the requirement of demand forecasting model. So predicting the appropriate demand that is required for your product is need of the hour. So you're recommending the solution to the business. And if stock is available, because stock information was not here, if stock is available, then they have to work towards optimizing the selling price, because from 50 rupees you have increased the selling price for the product to 71 rupees. That means close to 42% increase in your selling price, which is not acceptable to the customer. So they might go somewhere, they might find the alternative product, they might go to competitors and they lose. You lose them. So having the right markdown strategy or the pricing model based on the price elasticity is the need of the hour. So two business solutions you are giving them, having the forecasting model if stock out is not there. If stock out is there, then demand forecasting. But if stock out is not happening, stock out means product is not available on the shelf. When I go to shop, product is not on the shelf. I don't see the product in the store. And if the product is available in the store, then I need to work upon my right pricing strategy. Conversion rate is basically customers divided by footfall. So number of people those who shopped from number of people those who visited my stores. So 1000 divided by 2000 will give you 50%. 900 divided by 2500 will give you 36%. So this is the hidden information that we were not able to see in the above table. So we teach you how to slice and dice the data, how to come out and look at various aspects of the data when the given data is at your fingertip. Correct? So these are the various ways to give the insights to the business. Now, why this is so important? Because there's a humongous need uh, in the field of analytics. And on an average, people are making 7 lakhs per annum, those who are joining as a fresher. Those who have 1 year to experience, those who joined field of analytics, they make 10 lakhs. And this is humongously growing field. People with 5 years of experience in the field are making more than 20-25 lakhs per annum. So when somebody gets 7 lakhs per annum, they usually make close to 50,000 rupees per month as a salary. And there's a humongous demand in India for the field of business analytics. And where the recruiters are, if you just go and type naukri.com, for you, I'll just take the latest view. I'll simply go here and I'll type naukri.com for you. Okay, so just go to the naukri.com. I just looked at the Bangalore pages, and here you just type the field of analytics, search for analytics as a work, analytics. Okay, and look at the number of openings. Opening for data quality team lead, opening for data acquisition team lead, MIS, which is nothing but dashboarding skill sets. Uh, this is the opening for internship, trainee analyst. You could go for internship at Culfeed, business analytics role, Hevo Technologies, Akira Consulting, BA and visualization. So, guys, any graduates, that's fairly fine. Business intelligence, close to 2 lakh 19,000, sorry, 2,916 jobs are available over there in the market. But people with the right traits, right skills are not there. Correct? So, getting this right traits is the need of the hour, and those things will be covered at KSR. Apart from the nokrijobs.com, we guys will train you in the sessions towards creating your resumes. We will guide you towards how to crack the interviews, and we have somewhere the tie-ups with these other recruiters where we can reach out and source your CVs towards them. Correct? In the current batch, which is going on, at the 50% course completion, we have already placed one guy, and he has got a CTC of 7 lakhs per annum. You will see his video in a week's time on our platform, that how he got selected, what did he do, and how KSR has helped him to achieve that. There are 5 more people are pipeline in the interview process, whose interviews are set up in different organizations. They are going through it. So we help them in order to tell, we take their the mock interviews and help them to crack those interviews. Also, Because of our industry connect and the types with multiple industry players, you're able to share your resumes across various industries. But ultimately, you need to crack the job because we are not there to crack your job. We will help you to crack the job with the right guidance, with the right, resumes, and preparing you towards the question banks what we have for the interview preparation. uh, and if these are the job that interest you and this is what you want to do, this is the course content for you. First, we will give you complete detailed business understanding for the retail business. So if you know retail, you can easily connect the dots across multiple industry. Then we will give you the template how to solve any business problem if given to you. For most, first and the foremost, when data is collected, you need statistical analysis. So you need hypothesis testing to understand what is hypothesis. A lot of people in the industry, they do Excel work analytics. So we'll teach you how to leverage Excel and do a lot of data analytics towards that. SQL is one of the bread and butter language for most of the data analysts or the business analysts in the industry. SQL helps you to hit the relational databases and get the right and the required information for you. So we'll train you on SQL. We'll train you on Python, which is the machine learning heavily used language in the industry apart from R. Under the IT, which is technology side, we are going to cover Apache SpicePark, which is the new emerging technology in last 2 years, and a lot of industries are migrating towards SpicePark as a base. We'll cover that. The business statistics, hypothesis testing, I covered, but what are the business statistics you need in order to give the statistical information and inferences of that data to the business is needed. So we'll cover that. We'll cover Tableau as a business intelligence tool. We'll cover data sciences heavily used techniques such as segmentation, linear regression, logistic regression, time series forecasting, and how to build various models and validate the models are right and appropriate or not. And the last but not least, we'll cover real life 3 industrial case studies. Most of the jobs in the industry are currently in customer and the inventory field. Close to 80% of the jobs under the field of analytics are either marketing or either towards inventory or the operations. So we'll cover all those 3 aspects. So all these 11 modules under the period of 3.5 months to 4 months will be covered. You'll be given various assignments, you'll be trained upon, and you'll be guided towards how to crack the interview process. So this is all we teach at KSR, and why you should join KSR, because people like me, they have a tie-up with KSR. We have more than 14 years of industry experience. We have best in the industry content because I come from the industry. I know what industry needs, what are the various industries whom I work with they need. So the course content is designed according to that, heavily focused towards business, because we don't want to create people who know only Python and PySpark, but they don't know what to interpret, how to interpret the data. So we will be covering that aspect. Case study based learning, assignments will be given to you and that will be validated through our platform. Mock interviews will be taken for you uh, to prepare you how to crack the interviews outside in the market. We'll build your portfolio. So what are the case studies you solve? What are the resumes you have? We'll prepare a right and appropriate resumes to get and fetch you a call from the industry. And one-to-one mentorship. So at KSR, you will be given a mentor or assign a mentor. So any doubts you have, he'll be there to solve you that. And we have more than 20 companies tie up with where your resumes will be sourced. And this course comes with job guaranteed program. So this is it from my end, guys. Thank you so much. We are going to kickstart our next batch on 6th of October. So kindly go on the KSR website, find more details about it. Mahesh is on the line. He will teach you how to look at the platform, how videos will be available, and how you can leverage our platform to the greater extent. And kindly go and enroll for this course. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and really want to appreciate each one of you for taking the time out and joining this session. Wish you all the best, guys. Thank you so much.